Alright guys, I'm here with assult&battery777. How you doing, man?
Yeah, good. Buddy, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Very good.
So, can I call you Ravi?
You can call me whatever you want, man.
Alright, so, Ravi, how old were you when you started watching wrestling, and who got you into watching it?
I couldn't really tell you a certain day, honestly, but it's been in my family for as long as I can remember. It's like the first memories I have. But what I do know is that my grandma watched it from my mom's side, and then my mom got into it, and then eventually I got into it.
That's pretty cool, yeah. My dad got me into watching it, so...
Yeah.
Do you remember any specific matches from when you were a kid that got you... that said, you know, this is why I love this stuff, you know?
Yeah, oh yeah, I know the era where people bash the most is like between 93 and 95, but those matches are the times where I look back and I'm like, that's like childhood right there. Seeing Diesel and Goldust and Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon, Bret Hart, just Doink the Clown, everyone from that mid-90 era where characters were such a huge thing. That's just not even matches, but pretty much anything to do with those guys are just like stick out in my mind. Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels would just be one of them, and then you have like Razor and Diesel, and just seeing guys come up from pretty much scratch and you know, sooner or later be main eventers. But you know, yeah, that's pretty much it. Just pretty much everyone I just named, any matches involving them.
Yeah. But I think it was more like people just didn't like the storylines back then. They didn't really, you know, not like the wrestling. I just think they didn't like the, you know, I don't know.
It was so character-oriented, man. If you notice, like, everyone had a specific character. You had Diesel being the truck driver, Razor being that Cuban guy who just came from Scarface, Shawn Michaels being the, you know, the boy toy heartbreak kid, Bret Hart being, you know, the hitman, Goldust being that. Everyone had their specific character, and I think that's what gravitated me towards it, is just seeing so many. It's just pretty much just like a cartoon, but you know, with human beings. They're still playing a character. But I don't know, the matches weren't great, but you know, the storylines or whatever is, you know, same thing now. But I think back then it was so character driven and it was really cool to be a fan, in my opinion.
Well, with the storylines for me, I mean, I think they've always been the same for the most part. I mean, they've mostly been about, oh, I hate you because you turned your back on me, or, you know, whatever. It's been basically the same thing throughout the years. Just people got to realize that.
It's always good guy versus bad guy. It's just how you get to the final chapter of the story is what matters. And I think from, you know, everyone wants to, like, just praise the Attitude Era. And of course, they had a great middle, a great beginning, and a great end to all the feuds, most of the feuds. A lot of stuff was bad, and a lot of people overlooked that. But for the most part, you know, the golden era, the Attitude Era of wrestling was really, you can look back and say, like, that's how you write a story. And now when you compare it, it's a big difference. But wrestling was hot at that time, and now, and when I, of course, started watching, I guess it wasn't as hot as it is now. Or, sorry, not there.
Right. Now, who is your favorite guy as of right now, and who is your favorite guy wrestler of all time?
All-time Stone Cold Steve Austin. That goes without saying for me. I guess if you want to know why, it's really like in 90. Well, when you're 4 years old, you can only, you know, digest so much stuff that's going on. You're kind of just watching because it's on TV. But when I turned, you know, 6, 7, 8, that's when I really started to understand what's going on. And Steve Austin was the man at that time, and he just, even to this day, I was looking at clips yesterday, and it was like just watching Raw and just seeing him come out. I wish I was like a teenager fan back then, because it would have been so cool to be like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Me being 8 years old, there's only so much I could do, but like Steve Austin just epitomized my childhood. So Steve, and still to this day, like everything is like, my one person I'd love to meet is Steve Austin. And for current wrestlers, if you want to just talk WWE, I would probably say Daniel Bryan, and then Chris Jericho being a very close second, and TNA, and definitely Kurt Angle.
Right. Yeah. Have you been listening to the Stone Cold podcast at all?
I have, but I am 2 episodes behind. I just finished JR's second part.
Right.
And but that was a great interview. I'm looking forward to listening to Lance Storms.
Oh, that's excellent. And the Kurt Angle one's even better.
Yeah, those are the 2. I just downloaded them a couple days ago. So I'm really looking forward to listening to that.
Yeah. What is one thing that you'd change about mainstream wrestling that you would think that would make it more popular?
Well, I don't know. Like, I know, I guess the easy answer would be, like, change it to, take PG-13 out of there, but honestly, you can have great wrestling and great stories without having that, TV-14. Look at Daniel Bryan. He's a great wrestler. He's great at what he does. Jericho, same thing. CM Punk, same thing. It's just the guys. You got to find. It's the talent who you put out there. When you put a guy who, he's not. He hasn't traveled the world. He hasn't kind of owned his craft. You kind of just find him, put him in NXT, and then put him on TV. He can only be as good as his last match. His last match was in some developmental place. When you look at all these guys who travel the world, like Rey Mysterio, Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Jericho, Daniel Bryan, CM Punk. These guys all have world experience. They went to Japan, they went to Germany, they went to all over the world, and they took little pieces here and there, and then that made their style, which makes them unique. And when you put them on TV, people see that they're unique, and that's what makes great wrestling. That's what makes a great television show. And I think that's what guys need to do, is find people in the indies who busted their ass for 10 years or so. And, look at Generico. Generico's a perfect example. He has traveled the world for over 10 years, and now he's in the developmental system, and already I can see that he's ready for the WWE because he's pretty much been around the world. He knows what he's doing, compared to a guy like Darren Bateman or Kurt Hawkins, who kind of got their big break when they were young, but they don't know anything. They only know what WWE is, and when you only know what WWE is, if you're not 6'5", if you're, you don't have 24-inch pythons, how far are you really going to get?
Right. Yeah, I think to be a good wrestler, you should have to, travel the roads and not just go right to WWE, because, like you said, if you just know WWE, you're not expanding your horizons, I guess, would be the word.
Yeah, and even for guys who have, like, I'm trying to think of someone who kind of isn't, like, even Cena's a good example. When he first started, he was your typical prototype. He was the prototype. He was your generic WWE wrestler. But, he's been wrestling for over 10 years now, right? And being in the ring with guys like Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Punk, and Edge, those guys have traveled, and they know what they're doing, and Cena kind of learns from them. And over time, Cena's not a bad wrestler right now. Cena can put on a great match if he wanted to with the right guy, and then that just shows the progression.